Who destroyed your package? Did you spend the money on that old vintage turntable or that old vintage amp? And by the time it got to you, it was in pieces? Did you destroy it before you opened it? Did the shipper destroy it? Did the seller destroy it by not packaging it properly? All of these are possible. Most likely it wasn't you because you're opening it now for the first time. And it came to you as it is. Now, for example, did the shipper send you this? Like this. With a platter that came off in shipping and bounced all over, destroying the dust cover, destroying the turntable that you just bought, destroying what used to be a stylus on this, which it was. It used to be a stylus. It isn't anymore. Leaving you pieces bouncing around and breaking into tiny bits. I've had this happen a few times. Today I'm going to look at some packages that I've held off on opening so that I could do a comparison of how different things were shipped to me. Now right now you have a Bang & Olufsen 1800 here, which I just restored. I've got a JVC I'm going to work on here. I've got a Bang & Olufsen TX2 that I just got that little box of parts for that's going to go back together soon. I like these odd turntables that are tangential tracking or have something unique about them. They're kind of fun to work on. Most of the problems with those tend to be mechanical and fixable, but not if they come to you like that Pioneer did. I figured that was going to be a nice, easy fix, put together and turn around and sell to someone for not too much money, and they'd have a nice turntable on their hands. Wasn't the case. He blamed the shipper. I blamed him. But let's look at some packages here that I have that I'm going to open, and I might use some of these, I might not. I'm testing out this new microphone to see how it works, and hopefully it works decently. Hopefully, I don't play this video back and it has no sound. That'll be interesting. That'll suck. So, I believe this is a turntable. It says, handle with care, I'm fragile. And then it's got a picture of a pug wrapped in bandages. Shippers don't care if you're cute. This box says it all. However, partially to blame is the person that shipped this, at least so far. They have a box that would just collapse, and it had room to collapse. They put the label on the side. If you have a turntable that has a clear top or bottom, and even if you label it top and you put this on the side, it's going to be left to its own devices and very often stored like this because the label is on top, and the shipper is going to have to read the label periodically as it goes from one place to another. I think that when it shipped, it's got a smooth crease here, so this clearly could have been packed tighter, maybe. So the shipper, or rather the driver, as it's going from one place to another, is looking at this and saying, okay, this has another thing. It could be packed. It's just bounced. It says it's fragile. They don't care. They're being paid to deliver from one place to another. A lot of times what they have is fragile. You put the label here. That's what they have to look at all the time. So let's take a look and see what the inside of this looks like. I'm not hoping for anything wonderful. Now, when it's a turntable that's being shipped that I'm paying money for, even if it's a parts unit, you're paying money for it, you're paying shipping for it, unless it says free shipping. It's all part and parcel of the package. And I always ask if they know how to properly pack it Sometimes I get an angry response. Sometimes I get, yeah, I know what I'm doing, and it'll be done properly. And sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. So this one pops open, and because of the way the box was oversized for what it was, it's split on the side here. It was pushed down over here, and I don't know if that damaged anything. We're going to find out. All right, we have a nice Pioneer, but these are nice little turntable. Dust cover is kind of pointed down like this, so we'll see what that means. Okay, Quartz Direct Drive PL650. I have not worked on this particular Pioneer before. Interesting. I don't think this is the original dust cover. And it's got some stuff missing. And usually these Pioneers, yeah, he had just had a dust cover lying around that he could drop into the two slots. He or she, I should say. I don't know the gender of the person. The platter actually stayed in place. Just as far as this was packed, it was okay. There we go. All right, this one gets a B for packing, maybe, because it basically came in one piece. The exterior box was not well designed for what it has, but again, this was a parts one. I knew I was not getting a pristine unit. It did have a picture of this dust cover, but this is not the right dust cover for this. This is something somebody had lying around. It said Pioneer on it. This package actually looks pretty nice, right? Something wasn't locked in place. Might have caused a problem. Might not have. Let's find out what we've got. So let me just say right off the bat, there is absolutely nothing wrong with trimming down the corners of a box and folding it over like this to give you actually a sturdier box than you're starting with. So now we can really hear the rattling. Yeah, this is not badly packed. PL260. Oh, I see what came off the. Looks like the weight, counterweight, came off the back here and is rolling around on the inside. That's exactly what happened. So that's not. Whoops, the broken bit of plastic. There's a certain amount of filth involved here. That's going to require a little bit of cleaning. The switches all seem like they're working. Hard to tell for sure. The dust cover is all in one piece. No major catastrophes there. It does have some major scratches, but that's just a little bit of elbow grease. This one gets an A+ for packaging from the exterior. Everything's nice and tight. It's a nice box. It's got a sticker that says, "Handle with care, fragile, thank you." Label is on top. This is a nice packing job. A+ to the person who's done this so far. This is a great box. Nice extra piece of cardboard to the top. Extra styrofoam on the side. Lots of newspaper. Then when we get to this far, what's in there? Double wrapped in a bunch of priority mail padded envelopes. This is going to be an amplifier. Let's start with the knife. And whenever you're doing anything like this, be very careful because you don't want to go past your top level here, top layer of paper, and do damage to whatever finish is on the inside. Utility knife can do a lot of damage in a little time if you're not careful. Just requires a little bit of care. All right, this is not the easiest packaging to work with. However, the person that put this together did care about product getting here in one piece to me. That says a lot. This is my SA5170 Techniques. So these things are not worth a lot of money. They're nice little receivers. The reason I got this one is I bought one for like 25 bucks or something on eBay, and I knew it was a piece of junk. And it was a piece of junk. But I bought it for a high school class that I'm working with. I teach in a special ed school, and I have a couple of seniors that I've been working with, taking apart and restoring, well, not fully restoring, but getting working again, one that was totally blown apart. But I figured between the two, give my kids the experience. Don't really care if they work or not afterwards. They're learning how to test parts, and how the hard part is they're learning how to read a circuit board diagram and to look at a PCB and figure out what to do to diagnose something. So there we go. Techniques. One of these will work by the time we're done. So the person took the time to wrap this up very nicely. You know, if this was a $1,000 amplifier, I still would have been happy with the way this was packaged. So those of you that are selling stuff on eBay, think about that. You know, if you're in a position where you want someone to come to you as a customer again, if you shipped it badly, they're probably going to remember. If you ship it beautifully, they might remember, they might click you as a saved seller, but they're not going to think of you negatively. So I just finished editing this video, and I did a mediocre job of putting everything together. So I just hope you got some useful information from it. Sorry about the poor video performance. I'm still new at this. So I promise it'll get better. If you made it this far, please click the subscribe button to help the channel grow a little bit. I'm reaching retirement age, and my goal is to do more of this when I retire in a year or two. And any input is welcome. Thanks. Bye.